Not too long ago, I heard about Foam Air. It's a two-part epoxy putty from Smooth On. It's sculptable, paintable, sandable. It has a lot of uses for haunters, cosplayers, hobbyists. It's an all-around great material. I'd like to show you a few of the features on it today. Foam Air is a two-part epoxy made by Smooth On. You can get at Reynolds materials. I'll put all the links below in the description.
Zombies! Any zombies come toward me! Any zombies come toward my voice! Brain!
Okay, just as an example to show how light this stuff is, I'm going to go ahead and weigh the container full, which runs about 13 ounces total. Okay, so if we take that, and of course, while using and handling this stuff, always use protective gloves. Took the entire material out. So that's not even the ounce. So that's about, it goes to 0 itself on the scale. So the whole product itself weighs close to 13 ounces. Just to tell you a little bit about how light this stuff is. I'm going to show you another little test here. I'm going to roll up a little piece. Like I said, as always, use protective materials, rubber gloves on your hands. I wouldn't work with this stuff. And it's highly suggested not to work with this stuff. Now, to avoid contamination, also, you want to pick up a little bit in one hand and another. Try not to mix the two together. You want, it's an AB ratio, 1:1. So you want to kind of get about the same amount, if you can, as best you can. And you want to mix the two together. Same thing as you want to get all the streaking out of it. You want to mix it up. Go ahead and close these. Of course, air is the catalyst, so it does dry in the air, so you want to seal these when you're not using them. Just want to make sure all the colors are mixed together. It's good to press it every once in a while. Make sure you get rid of all that marbling. See if there's any marbling. This looks like an all uniform color. You're ready to go. Now it's got a pretty long pot time. It's very, very soft. It's so soft, I want to show you one quick thing here. I have basically a very standard piece of spaghetti. I'm going to hold it in my other hand. I'm going to hold the other end. You know, spaghetti, pasta, dry is very fragile. So I'm just going to push down, make a little spot for it here. But I'm going to push down out and apply some pressure on the end of the spaghetti. If I can center it. I mean, it's not as scientific, but it's not very scientific. But you can see kind of how much of an indentation that put in there as the spaghetti bent before it broke. Just to show how soft this is. Now, it's useful for very many items. One of it is here today. and I'm actually going to fix this that I got for $2 because it was broken in different places in the tail end. I'm going to start with this, and it's a downspout, gargoyle downspout. And what happened was I pre-drilled a few holes inside the material because I want this to look like this. So I do have some broken pieces here that I can line up with. And I can actually fill the voids, kind of like spackle. Now this is also a sandable material once it dries. Very doughy, as you can tell, how it sticks to the gloves. Alright, that looks pretty good. Again, check for uniformity. Everything looks good. Alright, so same thing. I'm going to go ahead and give it a few minutes before I start using this product on the wing, but I'm going to go ahead and get a little more here. Fill in some of these gaps and cracks real fast. I'm going on this side. And then, once again, I'm just going to kind of build it up a little bit. As you can see, it's going to kind of blend it a little bit. Then we're going to and it can be easily repainted, painted over, sanded. Now you try this with angel hair, you're just a maniac. There's no reason to try that with angel hair. I'm going to go ahead and just smooth it out a little bit. If I wanted to, with those holes I drilled in for grab, I could also put a little bit of an armature in here. If you need to help support the weights. It, like, again, it's very, very light material. So. If I can do this with a piece of dried pasta, imagine what you can do with professional tools. Not too bad. Okay, so what I have here is a cracked mold. As I took it apart, you can see there's a slight crack straight down the center here. So I'm going to go ahead and try this stuff for a quick and easy mold repair. I'm using this right now basically because I don't want to pour any more plaster here. I'm afraid that it's going to get in some of these other voids. And so I'm going to build this up. And I can get these cracks taken care of. If I was using the like material to patch this, it would have fallen into that open hole. Okay, I'll let it sit to cure. And take a look, it looks pretty solid. You have to see, I missed a couple cracks here and stuff, but we'll see how well it held up. Make it free a little bit. Well, it is together in one piece, which is nice. I mean, I'll probably handle it with kid gloves. Kind of screws up my nose a little bit, but that's okay. I can get around that. Well, it's one piece. without really abusing it and stuff, I'll go ahead and do a mold out of it and see if I can do these pieces, these little cracks out of there. If not, I guess it's a fast, easy way to kind of repair a mold really fast. Like I said, you don't have to wait for the other material to dry. This takes a lot faster and is a bit stronger. So we'll go ahead and do a pour test. Alright, what I have here is a horn mold I made earlier, made with silicone. So what I'm going to do is use the epoxy. Once again, like I said, after you let it sit a while. And I'm just going to kind of, you can push mold, press mold, push mold this material in here also. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm just going to kind of push it in there, get it on the sides, get some excess off. I'm just going to actually press it in there fully to make this one solid piece. Again, just kind of, look how easy that is. There. Okay, gonna simply demold this now. Enough time to cure. It is a silicone mold, so they honestly do not need any release agent. Capture the detail of the horn. Really, with the push mold, no sanding is needed other than the edges or bottom edges that are going to flare out. Nice and smooth. The detail is there. A couple maybe air bubbles I can work out, but other than that, ready for paint. That's simple. Alright, so as you can see, I have another one here that I push molded and I put a cavity in there and had a lot of runoff. So with that can be easily fixable once again with a little Dremel. So there we go. Two horns. One that's kind of been pushed in, give you a little lighter, very, very light. This one's not that heavy at all. This is a very lightweight material. I have one more piece here I did. It's a broken horn. Same thing, I'm just going to go flare out the edges. Very, very simple. Okay, what I have here is a spirit prop I had for a bit and got damaged. Kind of go in raw on this one. I'm not going to prep the surface whatsoever. I want to see what this does. As you can see, the jawline on the bottom here has been broken off. And the other one here has a pin in here with a little hole. So that's how the goes into the hole of the skull. So again, I'm not going to prep it or do anything. I'm just going to actually apply this stuff right here. And kind of push into the grooves a little bit and smooth it. Now, like I said, this stuff does cure in 4 hours. The pot life is an hour. So you do have plenty of time to work with this, okay? So I'm just give it a new jaw. And it is, like I said, very pliable. So you kind of have to handle these with kid gloves in a way. Now, you can go ahead and come back on this later with a Dremel. I did make a little peg that can fit in there anyways. So I can do one of two things. I can actually put the peg in there now. And then this was made also with the Foam Air. And I can just kind of set it in there a little bit. Probably where it was, near the top. And then again, just kind of cover over. I'm going to go ahead, just take a blade and just kind of get a little detailed in there. Just shave it off a little bit. And use any sculpting tool you want, blade. And it will kind of camouflage the marriage of the two pieces a little bit, I would hope. There's the other side with the peg sitting in there. Just kind of smoothed it all around. Like I said, you're not going to see much of the inside, so there's no real detail on that. It'll be hidden pretty well with the paint job. There you go. So required 4 hours to dry. It's already passed. So go ahead and see if we can put this on here. I'll release this side a little bit so I can get in there better. And you can see the detail. It's all got a lot of squeeze it in there. Get that side down and now this side in. Here you can see a broken part from another spirit prop that I had. I surrounded that whole stem with the putty, and as you can see, it actually held it quite nicely, and I didn't have to make it too thick, so I didn't have to use too much material. Thank you also for Jellotuna for my opening sequence. I'll put a link in the description below. Well, Transworld is coming. I'm going to be looking for new products to do more videos on. Hope to see you guys there. If not, hope to see more products, something I can demonstrate in the near future. Look at me when I talk to you. If you're a hunter, a cosplayer, any kind of creativity, this allows you to met. If anybody out there knows Paul Rudd, I'll challenge him to a dance-off.